Welcome to my channel, The Eastern Lost Dynasties. Many say the first emperor of Qin lived an isolated life. His father's identity uncertain, his mother surrounded by many different men. He quarreled with his brother, clashed bitterly with his uncle, and even took the life of his own son, sinking deeper into overwhelming loneliness. He lost his wife, carried no true private life, felt no real warmth, and consumed nearly everyone close to him, becoming a ruler swallowed by solitude. But what kind of man was he beneath the title? Could we explore his childhood through the stories of his parents, his brother and his uncle? And then examine his adulthood through the dramatic fate that befell both his wife and his sons. 30 years ago, Professor Li set out to uncover these mysteries, turning himself into a historian detective focused on 4 major puzzles. First, who was truly his father, and why did Sima Qian imply the emperor might have been the secret son of Lu Buwei? Second, who exactly was his brother, and how could that brother reclaim 100 miles of Han territory without even initiating a battle? Third, who was his uncle, and why did that uncle eventually rise to become a king in Chu? Fourth, who was his wife, and why did no official record ever clearly describe her identity? And why, when his son received the forged death decree, did he end his own life without a moment of hesitation? To understand all of this, Professor Li reconstructed the emperor's early life as accurately as possible. Let's return to 450 BC. In Handan, capital of Zhao, Sima Qian recorded that something significant happened that day. The Qin prince Zichu, also known as Ziyi or Yiren, was invited to Lu Buwei's residence for drinks, where he noticed Lu's beloved companion. He became so captivated by her that he directly asked Lu whether he could take her for himself. But she was pregnant, and the two were genuinely in love, so Lu was furious. Yet his instincts told him this could still become opportunity. So he laughed lightly and claimed it wasn't an issue. His lover understood immediately and concealed her pregnancy carefully. She later gave birth to a boy named Zizheng, who would eventually become the emperor, Yingzheng. After her childbirth, she was granted an official position as a recognized lady of the household. Lu managed everything quietly behind the scenes, traveling to Qin with elaborate gifts meant for Lady Huayang. He understood she was the key, unable to bear children, yet married to the prince next in line for the throne. If she could claim a son, that child would certainly become the future heir. So Lu kept befriending her, and when they became close, he asked, "Have you ever feared that without a son, your position may weaken?" She felt the sharp truth of those words, and he offered a suggestion. He had a friend in Handan named Ziyi, living alone in Qin. Ziyi had once been a hostage in Zhao, which gave political leverage, and he lacked family in Qin, making him easier to influence. Lu said that if she adopted him as her son, her position would become secure and strengthened. Lady Huayang agreed completely, trusting Lu without hesitation. Soon after, when Qin attacked Handan, Zhao sought to kill Ziyi. But Lu bribed officials, securing Ziyi's escape by smuggling him to the Qin army and keeping him alive. When Ziyi returned to Qin, the first thing he did was visit Lady Huayang. He even dressed in Chu-style clothing, because Lady Huayang originally came from Chu. She adored Ziyi, lonely, lost, and renamed him Zichu, bringing him firmly into the Chu political faction. At that time, the Chu faction dominated Qin politics, with many ministers and nobles tied closely to Chu. She confidently believed Zichu would become crown prince, and later, the future king. Meanwhile, Yingzheng and his mother were suffering. Zhao failed to locate Ziyi, so they planned to kill the mother and child. Luckily, his mother came from a wealthy family, and through that influence both managed to survive. Yingzheng, only 3 years old, was abandoned by his father. His mother's real name was unrecorded. She was simply called Zhaoji, a beauty from Zhao. When he turned 9, the old king died. Lady Huayang's husband rose to the throne, and Ziyi became crown prince. Yingzheng gained new identity and status, and he and his mother were finally sent back to Qin. There, Yingzheng met his father, who pointed to another child and said, "Zheng, this is your younger brother." That boy was named Cheng Jiao, only 6 years old. The next 3 years were perhaps the happiest in Yingzheng's life. He finally had his parents and a brother nearby. He felt safe at last, believing he could now protect his younger sibling instead of hiding in fear. But rumors spread across the land, suggesting Yingzheng might secretly be Lu Buwei's illegitimate son, all because of his brother. Only 2 things were recorded about Cheng Jiao. He reclaimed 100 miles of Han territory without a fight, and he was awarded command of the Chang'an army, indicating he possessed impressive ability. Yet consider this, he was merely 15 when he went to Han. 3 years later, at 18, he was ordered to attack Zhao. But before battle began, he surrendered, completely unfathomable. How could someone reclaim vast land at 15, yet betray Qin only 3 years later? Professor Li traced these clues back 18 years earlier. When Ziyi returned to Qin after meeting Lady Huayang, he emerged as Zichu, aligned with the Chu faction. But he was not naive. He didn't want permanent control by Chu, so he approached Lady Xia. She lived in the cold palace. When she saw Ziyi again after many years, she wept. He had finally returned. Lady Xia was his true mother. In Warring States times, Xia referred to Han, so she was also called Lady Han. The old saying goes, "A mother and her son together can break through metal." According to Qin custom, a crown prince's wife must be chosen by his mother. Hardened by time, Lady Xia cooperated with Ziyi. They acted pitiable to manipulate Lady Huayang. They pressured her into choosing a princess from Han as Ziyi's wife, and that princess later gave birth to Cheng Jiao. Ziyi also had his ally Lu Buwei in Qin, and he was destined to become prime minister. Lady Huayang admired him too. Lu became a stake driven into the Chu block, so for Ziyi, the best outcome was for Zhaoji and Yingzheng never return. The Han princess, Cheng Jiao, Lady Xia, and Lu Buwei would form a new faction, Han's hidden power. That was Ziyi's secret weapon. But when Yingzheng and his mother returned to Qin, the princess and her son lost their favored place. Ziyi's careful plans collapsed, though Lady Huayang remained satisfied. Shortly after, Ziyi died unexpectedly at only 33 years old. 13-year-old Yingzheng became the new king. He was deeply lonely, a Zhao beauty as a mother, a dead father, and Han resenting him. For now, that's all for today. One dynasty buried, another legend uncovered. You're watching the Eastern Lost Dynasties. Until the next excavation, thank you for watching.